Your cat may look calm right now. They may be sitting quietly, blinking slowly, or resting in the corner. But what if that stillness is not peace? What if your cat is silently stressed and you've been mistaking their warning signs for normal behavior? Cats are experts at hiding discomfort. In the wild, showing weakness could make them vulnerable, and even inside your home, that ancient survival instinct still shapes how they behave. Many feline behavior experts describe cats as animals that often hide discomfort instead of showing obvious warning signs. So today, we're looking at 9 hidden signs your cat may be stressed and what you can do to help them feel safe again. This is the part many owners misread. Many cat owners see their cat sitting completely still, paws tucked under, staring into space, and think, look how peaceful they are. We assume a stressed cat must be pacing, hissing, or hiding under the couch. But from your cat's point of view, something very different may be happening. When a cat feels overwhelmed, they may not run or hiss. Sometimes they just freeze. A sudden loud noise or a new smell can trigger this automatic defense response. Your cat isn't relaxing. They are hyper-focusing. Their ears are moving slightly, tracking sounds we cannot hear. This is not laziness. It can be a survival response. They freeze because in that moment, staying still may feel safer than moving. Here's what you should do instead. Look closely at their posture. Is the body soft or are the muscles tight? If you see this tense freeze, do not force an interaction or pick them up to comfort them. That strips away their last sense of control. Instead, give them space. Open up higher areas like a shelf or a cat tree. And the next sign is one of the easiest to miss because it often looks like a funny quirk. This is the kind of sign most people overlook. You're sitting on the couch and notice the skin along your cat's back suddenly ripple or twitch. A second later, they frantically lick that exact spot and run out of the room. Most owners laugh it off as a random itch or a silly zoomy moment. At first glance, nothing seems wrong, but to your cat, it may feel very different. When a cat is already tense, their body can become more reactive to touch, sound, or small physical sensations. Sometimes it is just an itch, but if twitching happens repeatedly, especially with biting, frantic licking, or sudden aggression, it can point to pain, stress, or overstimulation. The first step is not correction, it is observation. Veterinarians usually recommend ruling out medical causes first, especially if the twitching comes with biting, frantic licking, or sudden aggression. If your cat is healthy, then look for recent changes at home and avoid heavy petting along the spine. Sign number 3 is one you should never ignore because it can also point to a medical emergency. If you see straining, crying, or repeated attempts with little or no urine, don't wait. That means you should contact a veterinarian immediately. This is where many owners misunderstand the signal. When a cat urinates outside the litter box, humans usually get frustrated. We think the cat is being spiteful because we came home late or changed their food brand. But here is what is actually happening. This is not revenge in the way humans understand it. For cats, urine also carries scent information. So when their litter box habits suddenly change, it may be a sign that something feels physically painful or emotionally unsafe. Stress can contribute to painful bladder conditions in some cats. If it hurts to go, the cat associates the litter box with that pain and looks for soft alternative places. In some cases, they may choose items that smell strongly like you because familiar scent can feel safer. Before assuming bad behavior, check what changed around them. Veterinary professionals treat sudden litter box changes seriously because urinary issues in cats can become dangerous quickly. Once health issues are cleared, never place a litter box near loud appliances or in a tight corner. Provide 1 box per cat plus 1 extra in quiet, open areas. Most owners read this the wrong way. We look at our cats' faces every day, but we rarely notice the angle of their whiskers. We usually think whiskers are just static hairs. But from your cat's point of view, whiskers are highly sensitive sensory tools. In relaxed cats, the whiskers usually sit loosely out to the sides. But when a cat is dealing with anxiety, they will either flatten them tightly against their face or keep them pinned back or pushed forward stiffly. It can look similar to the tension you might see in a human clenching their jaw. Your job here is not to correct the behavior, but to understand the cause. Watch your cat's facial expressions more closely. Look at the whiskers when your cat eats, hears a sudden noise, or meets a stranger. The change can be subtle, but once you notice it, you will never unsee it. If their whiskers are regularly pinned back or rigid, check their environment. For some cats, a common trigger is what owners often call whisker fatigue. This happens when deep, narrow bowls repeatedly press against the whiskers, making mealtime uncomfortable or overstimulating. Switch to flat, wide dishes. But sign number 5 is one you should pay close attention to, because it often disguises itself as normal hygiene. At first, this looks harmless. Cats are clean animals, so seeing them groom themselves is completely normal. When we see a cat licking their belly or their front paw over and over, we usually think they are just being hygienic. To us, this may look normal. To your cat, it may feel very different. There is a big difference between regular cleaning and anxiety grooming. When a cat faces chronic stress, grooming can become a self-soothing behavior. They may begin licking one specific area again and again because it briefly helps them feel calmer. If left unnoticed, over time, this can lead to bald patches or irritated skin. Here's what you should do instead. According to veterinary behaviorists, repeated over-grooming can be linked to stress, but it can also come from pain, allergies, fleas, or skin disease. A vet visit is essential. If medical causes are ruled out, never scold your cat. Instead, add mental stimulation to their day with puzzle feeders or structured play sessions. If this is helping you understand your cat's quiet signals, subscribe to Purr and Ponder. Every video here is designed to turn confusing cat behavior into clear, science-based understanding. Now, let's continue. The next one looks cute at first, but it may actually mean your cat feels unsafe. This is where the meaning often gets lost. When a cat walks around the room, rubbing their cheeks against the furniture and your legs, it's adorable. We see it purely as a sign of affection. But from your cat's point of view, a sudden increase in this habit can actually mean they feel insecure. Cats use scent to map their home. They have glands in their cheeks that leave behind comforting markers. If their environment feels unstable, like after a deep cleaning or moving furniture, that familiar scent map can feel disrupted. They may start rubbing their face more intensely or more often to make the room smell familiar and safe again. Instead of trying to stop the signal, look for what caused it. Avoid using harsh, heavily scented chemical cleaners at their eye level. Leave their favorite scratching posts unscrubbed whenever possible. If you are introducing new furniture, give your cat time to investigate it slowly. You can also use familiar blankets, scratching posts, or synthetic feline pheromones to help the space feel safer. This is the kind of sign most people overlook. Everyone recognizes an angry cat with flat, pinned-back ears, but many owners miss the middle stage, ears that are turned slightly outward or constantly rotating. But here is what is actually happening. A cat has more than 30 muscles controlling the ears, which is why even tiny ear changes can reveal emotional tension. When they feel uncertain, tense, or mildly anxious, their ears may rotate outward and slightly downward. This airplane ears position means your cat is caught between curiosity and fear. They are trying to gather sound data from all angles without fully relaxing or fully retreating. Instead of reacting emotionally, look at the environment first. If the ears keep turning sideways during quiet moments, your cat may not be fully relaxed. They may be monitoring the room for possible danger. Their ears may give clues about what they are monitoring, but don't rely on the ears alone. Look at the whole body. Find the source of the noise or visual stress and protect your cat from it. At first glance, nothing seems wrong. Your cat is sitting in a well-lit room, and suddenly their pupils expand into giant dark circles. It looks incredibly cute, and we usually think they are just getting ready to pounce on a toy. To us, this may look normal. To your cat, it may feel very different. Pupils dilating in a bright room without a toy nearby can mean the body has shifted into alert mode. This is controlled by the automatic part of the nervous system, not by choice. Their brain may be reacting as if something is threatening or overwhelming. Instead of trying to stop the signal, look for what caused it. Context matters. Dilated pupils during play are normal, but if your cat is resting in a bright, quiet room and their pupils stay wide, lower the stimulation and give them space. Dim the lights, turn off the television, and give them a quiet area to decompress. This final sign might be the most surprising because it happens when you think your cat is perfectly at rest. This is where many owners misunderstand the signal. You might look at your curled-up cat and think they have the most relaxing life in the world. We assume a resting cat is a happy cat. But from your cat's point of view, there is a massive difference between deep, healthy sleep and guarded resting. A completely relaxed cat will sleep exposed, on their side or back. A stressed cat sleeps in a defensive posture. They rest on their chest with paws tucked under, ready to spring up in a fraction of a second. Even though their eyes are closed, their ears will twitch toward every tiny sound. They aren't getting deep sleep, they're taking tense micronaps because they feel unsafe. The safest response is simple. Look at where your cat chooses to rest. If they're sleeping in tense postures on the floor, they feel vulnerable. Elevate their options. Clear off a high shelf or buy a tall cat tree. When you give them a secure, elevated space, you give them the safety they need to finally close their eyes and fully relax. Our cats live in a world built on subtle scents, quiet sounds, and ancient survival instincts. When they feel anxious, they won't ask for help in words. Their only way of asking may be through tiny changes in their daily habits. Noticing these signs is not just about behavior. It is about becoming the safe place your cat needs you to be. Because when you learn to notice their quiet signals, your home becomes the safest place in their world. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Purr and Ponder.